Hey, I'm Kelly Akers. I'm a director with Usborne Books and More, and I want to talk with you just a few minutes about the mission and impact of UBAM. We're coming off a very hard year. 2016 was not easy. If you are hanging in there, if you're watching this training, then you are a survivor. So great job surviving last year. In fact, Jamie Hatter, one of the team leaders in my downline, has decided that we should not even refer to 2016 as 2016 anymore, that it's just not worthy of that title. Instead, we should refer to it as the year that must not be named. So there you have it. There's 2016. But in all seriousness, as hard as the year that must not be named was, we did some pretty amazing things as well. With the sales force as big as it is now, imagine the impact that we have had. Imagine the amount of books that were placed in children's hands this past year. Another downline team leader of mine, Erica Atkinson, set a goal at last year at ALR, so about a year ago. She set a goal of giving out $8,300 in free books in 2016. This was her main objective for the year. Yes, she wanted to work and earn Disney, but she didn't keep up with her personal sales on her whiteboard in her office. Instead, she kept up with the amount of free books that she gave away each month. This was her main goal. These monthly totals represent children and families who received new Usborne books for free. They represent homeschool groups, preschools, schools that received our books. Notice that she reached and far exceeded her goal. And while she was on this mission, she became the first person on my team to earn a trip before I did, which I was very excited about. This is just one person. Imagine if we could tally all the free books that the entire UBAM sales force provided in 2016. The number would be staggering. So let me ask you this question. Why did you choose to become a consultant with UBAM? Was it the money? Was it the ability to work from home? Well, dig a little deeper and think about it. You could have chosen 1,000 other things to sell. Things that make you love the way you look. Things that make you organized. Things that make you feel healthier. Things that make your skin look younger. Things that make you lose weight. Things that allow you to wear donuts and french fries on your legs. Y'all get that? Okay. But you chose to sell something that would result in your children loving books. You chose to sell something that would instill in your children a passion for reading. Yes, we put the $10,000 override check and the dream home on our dream boards, but that is not what truly drives us. What drives us is seeing our children light up when they open a book, because we know that a love of reading is the doorway that will open every opportunity this world has to offer for our children. Because we know, to quote C.S. Lewis, that since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. And where will they hear of brave knights and heroic courage? In books. Bottom line, yes, the future of our world depends on the education of our children. And yes, we have the great privilege of delivering educational excellence one book at a time. And what a blessing that we get to provide economic opportunity to our families and others while fostering strong family values. But friends, when the crap hits the fan, like it did in 2016, it's the fact that we touch the lives of children for a lifetime, that we touch the lives of our children for a lifetime that will get us through. At the root, our why is all the same. We want our kids, our grandkids to love books. We want them to love reading. Because that is where the mission and impact of UBAM begins, in our own homes. Yes, we want to spread literacy and impact our nation and world. But what truly drives us is the impact that this business has on our own children. That is the common thread that connects us all. And it doesn't matter when shipping times are slow and new systems fail, and there are as many open support tickets as there are stars in the sky. It is constant, as is the mission of UBAM.
Oh, of course there's a So, I really love this picture. Please read it. I know it's hard to say please, but please.
Yes, I'll read it to you, I promise.
Please.
Are you happy we found it?
Please.
Are you happy we found it?
Yes, it's in my book collection. That was silly.
Your book collection?
Yeah. You know, books.
Well, you have piles of books everywhere, don't you?
Yeah. like right here and down there and in my basket and in my room.
Well, how did you feel when
And
you found?
here.
How did you feel when you found that book?
Happy.
Do you
Happy,
know,
happy, happy, happy.
what is that book called?
Human body.
Friends, that is what drives us. That is why we do what we do. So I want to share, and thank you to Mandy Golightly. That was her precious daughter, Lila, in that video, and to the other friends who shared their pictures with me of their kids absolutely lighting up with our books. I want to share just for a few minutes my story of my UBAM journey. I became a consultant in 2007. I learned about the books through speech therapy with our middle son. He's profoundly deaf and has a cochlear implant. And each week, his speech therapist would use these amazing books in speech therapy. And I went home and did some research and decided to become a consultant. And very quickly, after beginning my business, I realized that I loved the business just as much as I loved the books. And so I promoted a team leader that same year and just started trucking along with my business and absolutely loving it. Now, my husband and I had had a dream for years of adopting a daughter from China, something we talked about before we even got married. However, international adoption is very expensive, and we had actually adopted our boys in 2005, and so that had pretty much wiped out our savings. But in 2012, my income was to a point where we were like, wow, this is amazing. Maybe we could afford to adopt from China. And so we spent time praying about it and then started the process to adopt in 2012. And in January of 2013, right before ALR, the last bit of money that we needed to adopt our daughter came in. And this was before we had even been matched with her. And then at ALR, it was in Las Vegas that year, and I was standing inside the MGM Grand waiting to go see Cirque du Soleil with the rest of the President's Club members, and I got a phone call. And it was our adoption agency letting us know that they had a referral, that we had been matched with our daughter. And that's her picture right there that I saw for the first time in Las Vegas. And that's me on the phone. So I'm in the MGM Grand on the phone. Pretty quickly, my UBAM buddies around me figure out what's going on. I've got one friend beside me jumping up and down squealing. Nancy Ann Wortman, who is my upline director, she figured out what was going on. So she's like circling me with the camera, like the paparazzi taking my picture. That's actually one of the pictures that she took. So it was really, really exciting. And it wasn't ideal that my husband and I were not together when we got the referral and saw our baby girl's face for the first time. But in a way, it kind of was because without this business, I never would have been able to adopt my daughter. And so it was kind of sweet. It was kind of a sweet full circle experience that it was while I was with my UBAM family that her referral came in and I saw her face for the first time. And so the next day, when ALR kicked off and got started, Heather Cobb spoke on our mission statement, like I'm speaking on right now. And when she got to the last phrase, that we touch the lives of children for a lifetime, I just started crying because it really sunk in for the first time to me what that truly meant. My daughter was an orphan in China. But because of this business, she had a forever family coming to get her. She was going to have a forever mom because of this business. My daughter's life was being touched for a lifetime because of my Usborne business. What an amazing thing to be able to say. This bottom left picture is me on day one as her mommy reading books. And that day started our journey of reading and loving books together. So the next thing I want to share with you, I'm a little embarrassed to admit, but end of November, beginning of December of last year is just reached an all new level of stress for me. I was fluctuating between anger and bitterness one day and extreme sadness the next day. I had this little stress eye twitch going on. It was hard. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. And I just decided, you know what? If they ask me to help out at ELC, if they ask me to speak, I'm saying no, because I've had it up to here. I'm stressed out to the max. So no, I can't add anything else to my plate. However, I did speak at ELC. This was my presentation. So in case you haven't figured that out yet, but something happened. over Christmas. I got to take a step back from my business and just enjoy being with my family, as I hope you were able to do. I was able to watch my kids' faces light up when they got everything they wanted for Christmas plus more because of my Usborne business. And then a couple of days after Christmas, my husband and I, we go to, my husband's on staff with a ministry called Campus Outreach Ministries. And every year, a couple of days after Christmas, we head to Chattanooga, Tennessee for our annual New Year's conference with like 1,500 college students. And normally, we don't take our kids. Normally, it's just the two of us. But this year, we had decided we wanted to take Hannah Ryan. She's a really easy kid. She's so go with the flow. She's fun. And she starts kindergarten in the fall, and I'm just trying to soak up every minute with her that I can. And so she came along with us. And in Chattanooga, there's this amazing used bookstore called McKay's. It's like the largest used bookstore I've ever seen. So when we drove into Chattanooga, before we even went to our hotel to check in, we went to McKay's. And I had a list, like a long list of chapter books that I wanted to buy. Chapter books that I read when I was a kid, like Mrs. Pigglewiggle and Pippi Longstocking, that I wanted to get to enjoy with Hannah Ryan, because she is just to the point where she is just loving to read. She's starting to read a little bit, but she just will sit and soak up the books I read with her. And so we went to McKay's, and I left with seriously a huge stack of chapter books that I got for such a great deal. But ladies, don't worry. I only saw one Usborne book while I was in there, and it's a book that's been out of print for several years. And you know why I only saw one? Because people keep our books, because they are amazing and they want to pass them on to their children and grandchildren. Okay, so but anyway, we got to our hotel. I told Hannah Ryan, we had some time to kill, so I told Hannah Ryan, pick out one of these chapter books. What do you want to read first? And she picked out Mrs. Pigglewiggle. So we started reading, and my memories of those 4 days in Chattanooga will always be, Mama, another chapter. Mama, read the next chapter. Sorry. Everywhere we went, over breakfast, because she is the slowest eater on the planet, so I always finish eating before she does. So over breakfast, and that's our little favorite breakfast place in Chattanooga, the bottom right corner. So over breakfast, we would read, Mama, read the next chapter. Mama, keep going. Over lunch, Mama, read the next chapter. Waiting in line to get on the incline train to take it to the top of Lookout Mountain. We had about a 30-minute wait. So we started reading. Mama, read the next chapter. By the time we left Chattanooga, we had read 3 of those chapter books because baby girl could not get enough. And my memories of that time will just be reading and enjoying those sweet moments with my daughter. So, and as I did that, as we experienced these books together, it hit me all over again that my daughter's passion for reading and love for books is a direct result of my UBAM business. Yes, my husband and I are avid readers, and books would be a focal point of our home regardless if I was a UBAM consultant or not. But because I'm a UBAM consultant, they are a topic of conversation every single day. It's like they're the 4th child in our home, books are. They are at the forefront of our home every single day. They are everywhere in our home, as I'm sure they are in yours. And her passion for reading is a direct result. So ladies, if you are still in a funk from the year that must not be named, can I make a suggestion? Go read to your kids and watch them light up. I mean, spend extensive time reading with them, and it will help you get rid of that funk like nothing else will. I'm actually going to show you a video now from this presentation that I did at ELC, because this portion of my talk will not be as powerful if you cannot experience it like we did at ELC. So this sentence, without UBAM, I never would have been able to. This is this portion of the talk that I'm going to show you right now. I polled the directors and I asked them to complete this sentence. Without UBAM, I never would have been able to do blank. And as their responses poured in, I was just overwhelmed. The list was just staggering, and I've typed up the list to share with you. I teared up. It was just so phenomenal. So here's what I'm going to do. This list is not exhaustive. If I had read the exhaustive list, it would have been my characterization. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this list. And if there is something that I say that would be your blank, something that you could say, yeah, without you, I wouldn't have been able to do that either. I want you to give me some snaps. I mean, raise them high, snap loud. And I just want us to listen. Be quiet, listen around the room, and just realize what an impact this business has had on us and our families. Okay? Without UBAM, I never would have been able to send my kids to private school. But I didn't need UBAM. Lots of UBAM in this room. Adopt my child. Take my family on vacation. Buy my house. Buy Christmas presents. Pay off our credit card. Afford organic groceries. Stay at home with my kids. Pay off our cars. Homeschool my kids. Build our new home. Travel the world. Pay for unexpected expenses. Remodel my home. Pay off our student loans. Add on to our house. Buy the clothes and shoes I really want without creating financial crisis. Support my family when my husband was laid off. Put money in my kids' college funds each month. Pay for my kids to take music lessons. Save for the down payment on our home. Buy all the homeschooling supplies I could ever dream of. Put my kids in gymnastics. Buy new furniture. Pay for our vacation home. Snap it, girl. Buy my daughter a heart. Enable my child to graduate from college and graduate studies debt-free. Snap, baby, snap. Pay for preschool. Give to others in need. Have a nationwide network of friends. Find a side of myself that I have lost. Oh, I mean, come on. How amazing is that? Yes, 2016 sucked. Some of our goals and plans got derailed. And by the end of the year, I and probably most of you have lost sight of the big picture. We lost sight of our mission. But I hope that we can leave here with a restored vision of why we do what we do. So I just want to leave you with one final picture in your head. How many of you have seen the movie Moana? Okay. Well, I mean, I can't even watch that without getting teared up all over again. Okay, so how many of you have seen the Disney movie Moana? If you haven't, I'm sorry, spoiler alert coming. So if you want to do a little la 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 la, totally fine right now. But this is just a great picture. So in the very beginning of the movie, first of all, this is about Polynesian mythology. And so in the very beginning of the movie, you learn that Maui, who is a demigod, has stolen the heart of Te Fiti. Te Fiti is the island goddess that gives life to all the islands. And without the heart, the islands are slowly dying. And so the movie is about Moana, who is one of the island chieftain's daughter, and her journey to get Maui to restore the heart to Te Fiti. And they encounter a lot of obstacles along the way, a lot of them that make us laugh. But the biggest obstacle they get to is right when they get to the entrance to the island of Te Fiti, it's guarded by a lava monster called Te Kā. This is Te Kā. I don't know about you guys, but by the end of 2016, I think I might have looked a little bit like Te Kā. But so Moana must get past Te Kā to reach Te Fiti, to restore the heart to Te Fiti. Like I said, I think by the end of 2016, I looked a little bit like Te Kā. I had lost sight of the mission, and I was mad. And so I just want to show you a clip from the final part of the movie. It's very short and clip. I wish I could have found the long clip of this segment of the movie, but y'all just watch with me.
Let her come to me. This is not who you are. We know who you are. Who you truly are.
The chicken lives.
Okay, so as you saw, the lava monster Taka was actually the beautiful Tafiti. When her heart was restored, she returned to her true self. Ladies, it is time that we remember the heart of why we do what we do. It's time to remember our mission and the impact we have. Personally, I'm ready to stop being the lava monster and go back to being the beautiful, literacy-spreading, team-building book goddess that this business allows us to be. The year that must not be named is over, and 2017 is here, and it's going to be amazing. So I hope you're ready for an awesome ride. Thanks.